Right, hello guys. I thought it's best to have a look at the inside of the OnePlus Nord with a bit of screen recording. Now this is the main screen, and we'll go into the settings here. You can see that I just literally swipe up, I get the ability to search apps, and I can go into tips and click on music and video, and you can see that it categorizes all of the apps that I've currently got installed into little categories. So social, photo, you can see all my photos here. Click on photos, you can see some of the photos I've taken. You can back them up as well. You can see a photo of the cat that I took here yesterday using the zoom. She wasn't happy, and without the zoom. So good little photo section there. Just sweep up using the bottom. You can notice that, by the way, at the bottom here there is no navigation bar. Just use the sweep action to get around. We can go into settings, and you can see some of the options on here. It's got NFC, so you got the tappy payments. We've got loads of display options here. So adaptive brightness is on. We can do the screen calibration. We've got 90 hertz screen on here. You can adjust the brightness to your requirements. I won't fiddle about with this too much because it does tend to stop the screen recording, as I found previously. You can adjust the font size, the ambient display. You can turn on the screensaver and have a clock if you wish. You can obviously adjust everything about the phone, the themes, the buttons, the system icons, etc., the icon pack that you're using, and the sounds as you normally would expect. You've got an audio tuner here. You can change that depending on whether you're listening to music or film, and you've got a load of other system sounds you can choose from. You can obviously adjust the noise that comes up when you receive a call and when you receive a message, and there's loads to choose from here. And you just choose them, and if the volume was up, it might actually play them. Let's have a look. If we can adjust that, so obviously we've got different volume settings. And have I got the switch set? Ah, yes, the infamous switch on the right hand side that keeps everything quiet. So the that's enough of that. That's enough of that. The switch on the side, obviously you can switch it up to have it on vibrate, that's in the middle, to the top to have it on silent, and the bottom to have it on ring. Great if you're going to bed. I tend to do on the OnePlus Nord over the last few days. I've switched it up to silent at night time so I don't get interrupted, and then down into ring mode. It's got the OnePlus 30T battery technology as well, which is very clever. It knows your patterns, and you go to bed and it will charge the phone all the way up to 90%, and then in that last hour before you unplug the phone, it tops it all the way up to 100%. So it just makes sure the battery doesn't get a shorter life, because obviously the big problem with smartphones over the years is that your battery doesn't last very long. When you've had it for 3 or 4 years, it seems to have a shorter life, and that's because the battery is constantly being charged and then not charged, and when it's constantly on charge it really isn't good for the battery. So that's that. So here we go, about the phone, and you can see the 48 megapixel rear camera comes alongside an 8 megapixel, 5 megapixel and a 2 megapixel. We've got dual selfie cameras, the 32 and the 8 megapixel. That's 6.44 inch fluid AMOLED screen, which is very nice indeed. The 765G processor from Snapdragon, which for your day-to-day stuff, unless you're playing a real high-end game, I mean, yes, you put this next to the OnePlus 8 Pro and you play let's say Fortnite. I mean, obviously you got the 120 hertz screen on the OnePlus 8 Pro, you got the 865 Snapdragon processor, you're going to notice a difference. But when you're browsing and you're going on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff, really there's no difference between those CPUs, I've got to say. So Android version 10 is on there. The Oxygen OS is on there too. We've got tips and support if you need any help. That's all in there. Really easy to get to. You've got quick launch, parallel apps. You've got pocket mode, which comes on. The OnePlus Switch, which enables you to hop from your previous phone to your new phone really quickly and easily. But let's take you through. So obviously this is OnePlus. This is not another phone manufacturer that I will mention. So you've got all of the Google apps on there, pre-installed as default, fully supported. Google Drive, YouTube Music, YouTube Play Music, Play Movies, Photos, Google Pay, Podcasts, Maps, YouTube, the whole shebang is on there. We've got Google Duo too, Google Assistant. The Play Store, of course, is there, and there's the screen recorder I'm using now to record this. So you've got the whole Google Play experience. You've got the Chrome browser, which operates very quickly, as expected. If my Wi-Fi does operates, you can see here our site. And then we've got the camera, we've got the gallery, which I mentioned before. On the right hand side, we've got a OnePlus folder with some bits and bobs in. So we've got the weather for where you are, the community. You can go into there and get assistance from the community, a file manager, which is always essential. And you can go back into the settings, which is where we were. You can see on this particular model, this is a 12 gigabyte memory model with a 256 gig of storage. The other version is the 8 gigabyte memory model with 128 gigs of storage. There's no SD card unfortunately on here, so what you've got is what you've got, but you are able to obviously use this phone and put everything in the cloud. 128 gigabytes is more than enough for the majority of people, really. The battery lasts really well. Here you can see it's got more than 2 days remaining based on my usage. It seems to operate very well indeed. Wi-Fi, dual band Wi-Fi, all that stuff. I'm getting back into the settings. I love the settings screen. I've got Netflix on here, which has been installed. I've had a look at the CPU and tried to do some specs on that. It is very quick. You can see there's no real lag here. It's a very quick processor. You got the clock, contacts. What else do we have on here? And that's about it really. But this is the interface as you would expect. Everything nice and easy to use. You sweep to the left, you get the Google stuff and all your personalized news on there. You sweep down, you get those apps, and then you sweep down from the top and you get your little notifications here. You can slide those off. You can talk to it and use Google and ask it to do stuff. And obviously, as I mentioned before, you can do this nice categorization here, so you can see the apps all pre-organized into folders. But yeah, let's look at the inside of this, the OnePlus Nord. And now I need to stop it.